We are talking about numbers and numeration. Large numbers in standard form. This is the subtopic that I want to talk about in numbers and numeration. The numbers 3 times 10 raised to power 2, 7 times 10 raised to power 4, 9 times 10 raised to power minus 5 are all in the form of A times 10 raised to power n, where 1 less than A and A less than 10 and n is an integer. It either be positive or negative. So integer, positive and negative whole number. Such number are said to be in standard form. Now I want to talk about, I want to have a little example. Let's have a little example. Let's see, example A. Now, when you have 10, can be written as 10 times 1, which is 10 raised to the power 1. And you know that 10 raised to the power 1 is also 10. Let's also have 100. 100 can be written as 10 times 10. And 10 times 10 will give you 10 square. Let's also have 1,000. 1,000 is 10 times 10 times 10, which is 10 raised to the power 3. So we are bringing out the terms of the standard form. Now let's have, maybe we have 1,0,0,0,0. That is 10,000, which is 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, which can be 10 raised to the power 4. So, if you're able to see, all what I'm doing now here is 1 times 10. So, we now want to go further for the example, for our explanation, what I'm able to explain from the beginning. Now, let's have another example. Let me give this, maybe example B, maybe another example. So now we have, let's say 1A. For example, A is 20. 20 will be 2 times 10 raised to the power 1. Another form of a number is, let's say we have B, we have 200. 200 can be written as 2 times 100. And the moment you write 2 times 100, you split it, you said 2 times 10 raised to the power 2. So this is the standard form. If you're able to see, these are represent the A, this represent the N that I've explained from the beginning, that a number can be in forms of standard form. So let's have another example. When you have 180, how could you write 118 in standard form? We have 18 times 10. Now, but recall that you can still write it as 1.8 times 10 times 10. Now, so if it is 1.8 times 10 times 10, it cannot be 1.8 times 10 raised to the power 2. So this is now the standard form of 180. So let me explain another part of the example. Let's say in 3. So we have 120,000. So you can also rewrite it as 12 times 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. But at the same time, for writing in that form, you can still write it as 1.2 times 10 times 10000. So meaning that we have 10 times zeros of 4. So the final answer will be 1.2 times 10 raised to power 5. How does it be 5? You count the 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 10 raised to power 5. So let me solve the last example before I give you a classwork to do. And the classwork, after you have solved the classwork, you send it to the YouTube comment. You give us what we have, so I'm able to mend you to know maybe you really get the answer or not. In case you have any question, I will be able to know. So let's go to another example, which is 4 now. 4, we have 543.2. From the beginning, you can rewrite this as, if you're able to see, let's put this point to the 5. You have 5.432. We're able to shift it in 2 times, which will be times 100. As in the 20 times that you're able to shift it. So you now have 5.432 times 10 times 10. So therefore 5.432 times 10 raised to the power 2. So this is the standard form. So I would like to give you a classwork. The classwork. So in the classwork, you write in standard form. Write all days. Write all these in standard form. So let me write A. You write this in standard form. B. You write this in standard form. So let's also have C. Let's have 628.7, and D. Let's have 90, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're able to solve this in standard form. So you do so. Now let's continue the class. So please don't forget to solve this classwork before, as even though you are proceeding to be watching the video, still make sure you do this class work. So before you go to the next example. So another example, he said, we want to write out this number in standard form. Maybe let's have just an example. Let's say A, we have 534.6. Now, in writing this, as I've said earlier, we are able to have come across something related to this, that you have to shift this point to the backward in 2 times. And as you are shifting into the backward in 2 times, like 1, 2. So do not give you 5.346. Now the 5.346, you have shifted the 0 to backward in 2 times, meaning that it will give you times 100. So therefore, you now rewrite to have 5.346 times 10 times 10, now occurred in 2 times. So we have 5.346 times 10 to the power 2. So this is how we used to write a standard form of a given numbers. So now let's have another meaningful example. Let's call this one B. He said 34,256.189. So let's also have now what the first thing I said here is that you are going to lift the point to backward to go and meet where the 3 is. So let's count now. 1, 2, so you move 1, 2, 3, 4. So meaning that 3.4256189 times, it's moving 4 times, so you now have 0, 0, 0, 0. So since it's moving 4 times, you now say that it is 3.4256189 times 10 raised to power 4. So that is just the way you write it in standard form. So let's also have another form of example. So I would like to give you a classwork in this. I would like to give just one classwork to evaluate. Try to rewrite this and send the answer to the comment section in YouTube. 6, 8, 9, 7.45. So send the answer to the comment section in YouTube. So now let's have another example again. He said, let's express each of the following in full figures or ordinary form. Now, you want to express it. Let's firstly solve for A. For example, we have 4.231 times 10 raised to power 4. We want to rewrite this in an ordinary form or full figure. How do you do it? So, as I've said earlier, since the point is here and you have 4 zeros, you'll be shifting it back again to have 1, 2, 3, 4. So, if you're able to see, it will be in this form: 4.231 times 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it moved, my point moved in 4 times. So that is how the number of the point movies determine the number of tens that you are going to use to multiply. So therefore, you now have 4. By the time you now multiply, you say 4.231 times 10,000. So you now have 4. It move here. It also move in one place again. So this is just the answer for this. Let me solve another one. So they have like B parts. It said 7.2653 times 10 raised to power 3. So you are going to apply the same rules. It is a positive since the symbol here is +3. The plus might be silent. If it is minus, it cannot be silent. But because it's plus, you might not need to write the plus any longer. So therefore, you now try to shift like 1, 2, 3. Good. So you have 7.265.3. 7.3. This will just be the answer straight. I don't want to pass through the first stage. Because it's 3, so just count. I'm trying to solve it in another form. You just count 1, 2, 3. That's all. In another form, you multiply it again. It's still the same figure. So I will solve only one. So from there, I'll give you a classwork to do. So therefore, let's have the C part. We have 6.209 times 10 raised to the power 4. So I will use the first formula to do that, which is 6.209 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. So this number of tens will now determine the number of movements. We now determine the number of the movements. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4. So therefore we now have 62090 because we have 4 zeros. So I want you to help me to solve this classwork. Try to write the full figure 7.879 times 10 raised to the power 5. So let me to put the answer in the comment section in YouTube. Talks about the large number in standard form. So now we want to talk about small number in standard form. So when you have 0.1 means 1 over 10. And 1 over 10 is 1 times 1 over 10 raised to the power 1, which can be written as 1 times 10 raised to the power minus 1. So 0.01 will be written as 1 over 100, which is 1 times 1 over 10 raised to the power 2, which is equal to 1 times 10 raised to the power minus 2. So when you have this can be written as, since what we need is 2 points, we have 2.3. We only shift the 0 to a point, to a place, so it is over 10. So which is the same thing as 2.3 times 1 over 10 raised to the power 1, so which is equal to 2.3 times 10 to the power minus 1. So this is how we are changing the small number in standard form. Before I proceed, these patterns of an example, I would like to evaluate you. So you do this 0.124. So you put it in standard form. So let's have another form of example. That's how you change the small number to a standard form. So let's have another form. For example, let me have maybe example 2 to this. You have to change 0.0008. If you have to change this, it's the same thing as 8 divided by, you count it 1, 2, 3, 4, meaning that 8 divided by 10,000. So you will now rewrite to have 8 over 10,000. So you will write it again like 8 over 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. So which is 8 times 1 over 10 to the power 4, which will now be 8 times 10 to the power minus 4. So that is how we change this. Let's also change something like this. Then we have 0.1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4034. If you want to change this, you just need to write. You follow the same procedure as I've said earlier. You just write as 34 divided by, you count it again. This point represents 1. Divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But instead of now putting 6, because you still have to change it back to 3.4, you will now put in 3.4. So you now count, so your counting will now stop at 3. You will now start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So therefore, which is 3.4 times 1 over 10 raised to power 5, which is equal to 3.4 times 10 raised to power minus 5. So this is how we change the small number in standard form. So let's also have another meaningful example before you do the class work. Let's have another example. Let's say before the class work, let's say let me see. We have 0.123. That's 30, and that you now put 7. So you don't need to waste much of your time. You just say 7 divided by this point is 1. Now continue counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So divide by 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So which is 7 divided by 10 raised to power 6. So which is 7 times 1 over 10 raised to power 6, which is 7 times 10 raised to power minus 6. So that is the standard form for this. So therefore, in a way to evaluate you for this, I want you to help me to do this as classwork and send results to me in the comment section in YouTube. You have to change it to normal to standard form 0.0000008. So you do this, you send it to me in the comment section. So thanks for, and all what we are doing here, if it's meaningful to you, I want you to subscribe to the channel and tell us turn on your notification for the next video.